Hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide Friday Live this Friday, the 11th of August. Today I'm going to be answering your questions that you've been asking in the discussion boards, and this is a timely time to be asking your questions because after the end of week 6, ELAs are not available until after the submission of assignment 2. Consolidation week is a week where ELAs are not in the discussions or we're not answering email, and that week comes after week 6. So the first Monday of week 7 is when assignment 2 is due. So any questions you have about assignment 2, make sure you get them in before the end of week 6. And the best place to ask those questions is in the assignment 2 discussion. So some of the questions that I've been asked in the assignment 2 discussions are these on APA referencing, on how to structure your short answer, and on word count. So the first one about APA referencing, one of the common questions is about how to cite when the future work skills reading. And we've talked about this a couple of times. Let me show you where you can find some answers in the Swinburne library. So I click here, you can see here on the help button, then go to the library. And if you scroll down here to near the bottom of the page, you'll see here referencing guides. Click on referencing guides, learn more. And then on this page, there are 4 referencing guides, but you want to have a look at this one here, APA Find Out More. And one of my favorite tools here is Academic Writer. So I'm just going to scroll down and go straight to Academic Writer. You will need to be logged in, I'm pretty sure, to access Academic Writer. It's a tool by the APA. So you know that what it's saying here is going to be accurate. Just waiting for it to open. Now, once you're in Academic Writer, click on Learn. And then the question was about citations. You can see I've already put the word citations in before. And there are 4 returns on my search. There are 3 quick guides and 1 tutorial. So I'm going to get you to look at this quick guide on citing references in text. Let's click on that. And that opens up, it's like a little tutorial. So if we scroll down to formatting in text, so I mean, you can work through this entire small guide here. It's very useful, but I'm just going to go straight to formatting in text citations. And here it is. Works by 1 author would look like this. Works by 2 authors would look like this. Davies, Fiddler, and Gorbis, the Future Work Skills 2020 report, is by 3 authors. And in this case, you can use the words et al. And et al means and others. So you put in the name of the first author and then et al. And this is what it would look like. Some people have also seen the Future Work Skills report with a publisher that's not the authors. They use the name of the organization, which is the Institute for the Future. Preferably, if the authors' names are available, use the authors' names. If the authors' names are not available, then you can use the group who published the resource as the author. And that's what it's talking about here, work by a group author. And you can see there's an example here by the American Bakers Association. And in this case, the source did not have the names of the authors available, or in fact, the association commissioned the report, and so they're calling themselves the author. So that's where you can find information on how to format your references in the Swinburne library. Let's go and have a look at short answer structure. So I've got an itchy nose. Why does this always happen as soon as I turn on the record button? I get an itchy nose. It's very frustrating. Okay, where do I want to go? I want to go to the discussion boards, and I want to go to the assignment to Q&A. Let's go into group 15 this time. And here's the assignment to Q&A, and this is, as I said, the best place to ask your questions. If we scroll down here, short answer structure. I've provided, now I've got an itchy eye as well. I've provided plenty of information here. Here's the template that I was talking about in my previous video. So there's a template here that gives you an idea of what your short answers should look like on the page. So you can just do a simple heading, section 1, and then start your answer. This is a 2-paragraph answer. You may choose to do 1 or 2 paragraphs, but your paragraphs should be, around 200 words if it's 2 paragraphs for each answer, and about 400 words if you're doing a 1-paragraph answer. And I'll show you where you find this information. Just scroll down a bit further here in the assignment 2. Q&A, and you can see here assignment 2 structure based on the above template. So section 1, which is looking at the identification of the ethical problem and the stakeholders and the explanation of effects, should be written in about 400 words. Now, I suggest that you could spend 200 words identifying the ethical issue and making a connection to a code of ethics or code of conduct. And then your second paragraph of 200 words could be on the stakeholders and an explanation of the effects on stakeholders. So you can see you can either do 1 paragraph that covers all of this in the 1 paragraph of 400 words, or you could do 2 paragraphs where the first paragraph is 200 words looking after this section, and the second paragraph is another 200 words answering this section. So we talk about short answers to these questions because they're not in essay form. They're just in paragraph form. And teal paragraphing is the approach that we'd like you to use if you're not familiar with academic writing. The remaining structure for the assignment, here's section 2. It's the identification of spoken and unspoken messages, strengths and weaknesses. Again, you could spend 200 words identifying the spoken and unspoken messages, and then your second paragraph of 200 words, you could identify the strengths and weaknesses in the correspondence. And again here, you can just keep working. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to structure your assignment. These are just suggestions. So you can use this suggested structure, but if you feel confident with your writing, then you can use a structure that you believe best presents your ideas and your short answers to these questions. So that's the answer on how to structure your responses for assignment 2. Finally, the word count. Let's go back into the student hub. So from here, I go to help and then click here on study resources. I need to log in, signing in, and there I'm just going to, because I know that I can find information on word count through the pages on essay writing. So I'm just going to click on the search bar and type in essay. And this section here, academic writing and presentation, is where you'll find the information we're looking for. If you click here on the tab for essay writing, here is where it talks about the teal approach for writing paragraphs. And below that is the information on the word count. So included in the word count, it's got all that information here. It doesn't specifically mention the header, but the header is not included. So the header is the section that has your name and your student number in it, and the name of the assignment. So that's in the header, and that's not included in the word count. But you can see here that everything else is included in the word count, except for the reference list. One thing it's important to note with the word count, if you choose to write below the word count, it's unlikely you will pass the assignment. So the minimum word count is 1,350 words. Ideally, you should be writing close to the 1,500 word requirement. Anything below 1,500 words, you're probably not writing enough to fully answer the question, and anything below 1,350 words will likely result in you not passing the assignment. So you absolutely have to write a minimum of 1,350 words. And even then, um, they'll, you may not be fully answering the question and you may not get a passing grade. Of course, if you're writing extremely well, within 1,350 words, you will be able to answer the question. But we just recommend, as first year students, consider writing about 1,500 words or as close to that as you can, and no more than 1,650 words. You've got that 1,500 words, but then 10% either side. But we prefer you to go a little bit higher than a little bit lower. So that's all the questions that I'm able to have time to answer today. If you have any other questions, of course, I'll be in the discussion boards all of this week for the remainder of week 6. Get your questions in about assignment 2 this week, and I'll catch up with you in the discussions. Thanks for joining me today on Friday Live. See you next week. Bye for now. Oh, wrong button. I'm always doing that. Me, my itchy nose, and my wrong button. Bye for now.